Wake that up.
LA's #1 hip-hop morning show is Nick Cannon Mornings on Power 106.
Nick Cannon Radio, we going all the way up, and it is time for a community conversation. And what better people to have a community conversation with than the Coalition for Responsible Community Development, the CRCD. We have the president and founder, Mark Wilson, and the Chief Program Officer, Jarrell Thomas. What's good, fellas?
How's it going?
Man, it's all love. I mean, obviously, there's so much going on in the world in 2020, and you guys are on the front line, essentially involved in everything from the pandemic to, the community activism. So, tell us a little bit about the CRCD.
So CRCD is a place-based community development corporation based in the Vernon Central community of South Los Angeles. We are one of the more reputable African American-led organizations in South LA, particularly in the Vernon Central community, where the focus of our work is around economic development or community economic development that's driven with vehicles that include youth workforce development, adult workforce development, developing permanent supportive affordable housing for homeless youth, and creating educational outlets that ties into post-secondary education for young people primarily, but we also work with adults. We're contracted with the city of Los Angeles, as well as various other funding sources to provide those services.
Right. So when we see a lot of those protesters, or even we might hear on the news with people talking about other resources for the community on the other side of the defunding law enforcement, these are where we want those resources to go. These are the programs that are needed to stop a lot of the structural and systemic issues going on, where we want to complain about white supremacy and racism. But if we can get some of those big dollars and focus on what you guys do on a daily basis, is really providing for the community, like you said, from everything from economics, jobs, housing. This is where it's truly needed. So I think it's important for people to understand that these kind of programs are what fixes all of the problems that are usually the end result of not having a proper foundation or a place of strength to operate as a community.
And that's an excellent point, Nick, because there are organizations and agencies that exist, but they need investment. Agencies like ours that work with the most vulnerable populations, whether it's homeless youth coming out of jail, individuals returning to our community for prison, and of course, individuals that are homeless. Unfortunately, those populations has the highest rate amongst African Americans. Even African Americans make up the lowest population. So you're absolutely right. There are agencies like ours that exist where resources could help us do much more.
Right. So, and based off of the history, how did you two come together in kind of forming this coalition for responsible community development?
Interesting story. I actually met Mark when I was in high school.
Oh.
Mark actually gave me my first job.
Oh, wow.
Right. So we've known each other 19 years now.
Yep.
Been working together 19 years. We worked for a previous organization prior to Mark founding CRCD. And there was just a need. There was a lack of resources in the Vernon Central community, or the Central Avenue corridor, where you had resources being parachuted provided by other organizations, but there was no place-based organization providing workforce development, permanent supportive housing, and education resources and economic development. So Mark and a couple of our other co-founders came up with this idea on a napkin in the living room, the CRCD. And he always jokes about how he wish he could find a napkin, but the reality is, Mark has known me since I was a young man, gave me my first opportunity in the nonprofit realm and providing services. And due to this connection, we've been able to do a lot of great work, developing the first youth source center in the Vernon Central community, opening the first workforce center in the Vernon Central community, opening the first permanent supportive housing for homeless youth in the Vernon Central community of South LA. And so we always ask this question, would South LA and the Vernon Central community look different if CRCD was not there? And I can tell you from my personal experience growing up on 42nd and Central, it would look a lot different. Being the one that was raised in the neighborhood and then also providing services to young folks who went through, similar struggles and barriers that I went through. I can attest that it looks a lot different. And, that's a testament to the vision and mission and core values of CRCD.
Man, well said. We appreciate all that you brothers are doing. Now, I want to understand, because clearly we're still dealing with the pandemic and everything from the quarantine. How are you guys operating even during this quarantine shutdown?
Yeah, so during the reality is, with the quarantine and pandemic going on, just because it happened and we know safer at home orders came about, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but the reality is, the challenges of the community didn't stop because, a safer at home. And so CRCD strategically put a system in place where we're able to organize our team and our organization to still be fully operational as a community development corporation, providing access to relief resources for the community. So even to this point right now, where our team is in the next room in the gym distributing Angelino cards.
Oh, wow.
Services, doing remote access with our high school CRCD Academy, which was previously located on the campus of Trade Tech, but due to COVID-19, the campus shut down. So now we're doing remote learning and making sure we provided technology for our students. So being able to secure resources to provide laptops for the students to still work on their work, being able to provide PPE to the community and our staff to make sure they felt comfortable having CRCD Enterprises, which is the social enterprise of the organization, doing the sanitation and regular cleaning of all of our spaces. And then also making sure that we address whatever barriers there is. So if there's individuals who lost their employment due to COVID-19, providing support with rent relief or providing support in addressing food insecurity. So, we've been blessed enough and well connected enough to be able to address a lot of those food insecurities, housing instabilities, and also making sure our staff feel comfortable. So this has caused us to develop new policies and procedures within the organization that we're not familiar with. This is unfamiliar territory for us as a nonprofit organization, and identifying what do we have to put in place to operate under the new norm. And so I would say, due to the leadership of the organization, we positioned ourselves to be supportive of our team as well as the community without missing a beat or missing a step. In addition to making sure we address the concerns of the community and in regards to, the social inequalities that's going on, providing a voice for our staff. So we can call it straight talk sessions, where we don't want our personnel to feel like they didn't have a space to speak. They didn't have an opportunity because they had to come to work and still provide needs to the community. So we provided that platform for our employees to, just share how they're feeling. If they wanted to go and participate, feel comfortable and not feel like you had to be held accountable for taking off a day to go or participate in protests and being engaged and activating. So I think, this is a testament to the leadership of Mark. We've been in a position to be supportive on both ends without having to close our doors. So we did not close our doors due to COVID-19. We just adjusted how we deliver services.
Wow, man, that's great. I'd have to ask, though, the main thing, and probably one of the messages that you guys want to get out are, what are some of these programs that the community, specifically even the youth, can get involved with so that we can develop in the right direction?
Absolutely. So we have quite a few programs. So if you're looking for summer youth employment, if you're because the school's closing down and there may be a need for additional income in the household, folks can come to us and join the summer youth or enroll in the summer youth employment program, where they can work up to 120 hours over the summer. If they're still looking to work on their education, we have our South Los Angeles Youth Build program, our CRCD Academy, Jobs for Los Angeles Graduates, or Project Tipping Point, which is a program for college persistence program for former and current foster youth. They can come and enroll in any one of those programs and be connected to whether it's post-secondary education, working in our high school diploma, gaining construction skills, because we do construct an entry-level and advanced level construction training, and then put them on one of our permanent supportive housing projects where they actually are building their construction skills. Actually, the building we're in right now, our South Los Angeles Youth Build participants helped build this, and this is 49 units of permanent supportive housing for individuals with a mental health diagnosis.
Wow.
So quite a few programs where folks where youth can come, whether it's volunteer hours. We also run an AmeriCorps program where they can actually complete up to 450 hours as a part of South Los Angeles Youth Build, and Youth Build USA as an affiliate. where they can actually attain an education award up to $1,500 to put towards their education while receiving a stipend, doing the training, working on their leadership skills, and receiving what we call high-touch case management. So we don't do the traditional case management where we sit across the table and you tell us what you need and we give you a referral and say, go talk to these people. We actually hold your hand and walk them through the process. If they went through 21, 24 years of challenges, who are we to say that it's going to take them a year to get past those challenges by giving them a piece of paper and directing them where they need to go? So
Right.
Being strategic and making sure they walk them through every single process and making sure whatever area we assess and they share with us, we address it. We don't let it go until we make sure they feel comfortable taking off that, stepping on it.
So Nick, just to bring that home is that this organization provides a comprehensive approach to working with young people and working with the community.
Yeah.
However you are when you come through our doors, whether you're homeless, whether you haven't completed your high school diploma, whether you're in need of employment, whether you need food, whether you need transportation. We meet you where you are and provide you with the support that you need to be successful. And in our community, we need more of that.
Right.
We need more investment in that. And we have a lot of success stories of that actually working today and beyond.
Man, that's beautiful. So bottom line, man, how can people find out more and learn more about your program?
Yeah, so if folks want to learn more, they can actually contact us or look us up on our website at www.coalitionrcd.org. They can also call for additional information at 213-743-6193. And if folks are interested in learning more about our programs and want us to connect with them right away, they can call us or text us at interested at 323-642-7765. And you can also look us up on our social media platform. We're on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not a social media person. You beat me. LinkedIn. But yeah, they can look us up on multiple platforms, and somebody most definitely will reach out to them, follow up on their inquiries.
Man, that's beautiful, man. We appreciate you all that you're doing over at the CRCD, the Coalition for Responsible Community Development. Jarrell Thomas, Mark Wilson. Man, bless y'all. Keep fighting that good fight. Keep leading and providing in the community.
And thank you, Nick, for the opportunity to actually talk about our work. We need more people like you to recognize groups like us in South LA. We appreciate the platform to do that. So thank you for your leadership as well.
No doubt, man. Y'all take care.
All right, man.
Love.